Hello, YouTube. It is the Horsemen Hangout for June 9th, 2015. I am the host back, Mr. Justin. We're short-handed here. In a way, we're missing Mr. Root TV and Dorsey, but we'll be back on. I hear a echo in my voice, but do you guys hear that? Something's echoing. That's weird. Anyway, let me introduce the other guys. What's going on, Steve? Mr. Lane, sir, how's it going? What is going on? I can't. And Mr. Big Josh Hinkle, what's going on?
Hey, you guys. Echo.
I don't know whose computer that is. Wow. What is going on this computer? Anyway, can you hear me now? Okay, I think we're good. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so sorry about the technical difficulties. Today is June 9th. We are on the eve of Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I'm actually pretty excited. What's happening? Steve, I think it's your computer. You went mute and it worked. Try going mute again.
I'm on my cell phone.
You know what? Let me reboot my computer.
Let's try it again. No, it's still happening. I wish we had an IT person right now because I keep talking to myself. Oh boy. All right, well, let's try to go. Mr. Lane's gonna reboot. Money in the Bank. Raw last night was basically a build up to Money in the Bank. Trying to get people to WWE Network, trying to get people to watch Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. Trying to get people to watch the Money in the Bank ladder match, which I think is going to be a great match. We will get into our predictions a little bit later, but I wanted to get your take on what I think. There's 3 matches at Money in the Bank that I'm excited for. That's Owens, the rematch, the Money in the Bank ladder match, and the Rollins and Big Josh. What are you looking forward to with the pay-per-view?
It's same three. Same 3 matches.
Okay. Secondary question for you. Steven also. Did you guys get a chance to read what Jim Ross wrote earlier this week about the state of wrestling?
Yes, I did.
You have to read all of it. Could you touch on some of the key points?
I don't remember it. I get a lot of information in my daily life, so sometimes I forget things. He just went on a big rant. That's all it really was. I mean, he has some truth to what he was saying, but I think a lot of the old-timers like to think that their day was better. And I don't mean it as disrespectful to Jim Ross either, by any means. But sometimes they think that their day was so much better, and it might be, but you got to give the guys that are out there busting their ass today the respect. I mean, they're going away from their families and stuff like that,
Mr. Lane, would you say that the state of wrestling is better today than it was, say, Jim Ross's heyday 10 years ago?
Well, hold on a minute. I'm gonna try something here. Sorry.
Now, Justin, do you mean the in-ring stuff, or do you mean like storyline? Is that what you're asking?
That's a good question. I think you can go two ways on that. storylines were way better 10 years ago, but in-ring is probably better now. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, I think the in-ring is a lot better than, it used to be. I mean, you could see right through guys before, But the storylines and the execution of those storylines was a lot better back in Jim Ross's day because you didn't have as much exposure. You didn't have the WWE Network. You didn't have, SmackDown. You didn't have Raw. You had, 4 pay-per-views a year. You had your WrestleManias. In the 80s, you had, WrestleMania started. And it was just very different than it is today.
You know what? Better now than 10 years. Although 10 years ago, Steve, I think do you mind if we log out and log back in? I think it's yours.
I will.
I'll
do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. See, I told you it was Steve. I don't know what's going on with his phone, but the reverb's coming on his end. But all right, let me invite him back. Josh, while I'm inviting Steve back, is the state of wrestling better today or 10 years ago?
10 years ago, because it's just the times back 10 years ago where you saw the end of the Monday Night Wars. But like 2001 was like the end with Nitro, and then Raw and SmackDown. You saw it was more excitement back then with like The Rock, Hogan, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker back then. But it's just the times are different. It's just the stars are different. It's different.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to watch now. I think a lot of things too was back then there was competition when WWE was pushed to the edge by WCW. It's when you have competition, it's great for business. Now they're kind of the sole dog on top. You have. I want to get into the Destination America brands now, but Mr. Lane, what do you have on the boogie board there?
Well, okay, I'm glad the echo's gone here. Well, it was better back then, quite frankly, because it was better. Like the Attitude Era was what I think launched the WWE brand, and I know Justin and myself, we've had this little discussion where it was the PG era against the TV-14 era a little bit. I mean, to me, the Attitude Era was better. I think overall too. I mean, it's just a little ridiculous, with the wrestling in today's world. In my opinion, and I hate to say this, I think the element of surprise is a little bit gone now. You rarely see you see too much predictable stuff, and I'm sorry to say this, but I think you're seeing a lot of predictable stuff now with the benefit of the internet. Because I mean, back then the internet was only a scratch of the surface. Back then, when we used to watch wrestling, it used to be all about Mean Gene's Hotline, or even the WWF Hotline at the time too.
It's true.
It was about hotlines before the wrestling news stories and I don't know if y'all familiar with that OneWrestling.com. I think that was like back in the old days. I think it was like back in like in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Before the internet, did you guys read like Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer or magazines where you got inside scoops of things? I know I did personally. I enjoyed it.
Hold on a second.
About it,
I would whatever Ryan would get, I would get. So he would always one thing he would always do. He would call the hotlines. I remember. I forget what they were called. If he comes on later, he can inform us. And also, didn't Vince Russo write the Vic Venom column? Wasn't that him?
All right, I had something to show y'all. I just got this in a magazine yesterday. I'm pretty sure this magazine that I'm about to show y'all, is this magazine familiar to y'all here? This magazine right here.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Very good there, Mr. Josh. I mean, I remember this Pro Wrestling Illustrated here. This was the only really legit wrestling magazine that mattered. Because, I mean, you had the WWE magazine. It just, was very towards just its brand, but this covered the whole wrestling world. It covered everything.
The funny thing, the one magazine I had every year was the PWI 500. I looked at the PWI 500, and me and Ryan would always go to like numbers 400 through 500, and just pick out like the weirdest indie wrestler names, and we would wrestle as them in our basement. And they became part of the WWSA. Actually, one of the guys that was Mr. 500, I don't know if you guys have ever seen him, is Mr. Ooh La La. And Mr. Ooh La La, actually, we took from the PWI 500 and put him on our wrestling card. But that was always fun. Josh, did you get magazines or any insider stuff?
Yeah, I remember back then. I remember the Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I remember reading all that, and even at the magazine aisles. Even I couldn't afford the $2 and $3. I just pick it up and read it. And yeah, I remember all that. It was good insight to any promotion. They'll talk about WWF versus WCW, or who's the better world champion, Hogan or Flair. Just the headlines back then were like really big at that time.
Yeah.
I didn't really read the magazines too much. I mean, WWE magazine, yeah, but I think it was my area. My area is not really even though it's, it's a hotbed for, like, down in Massachusetts is more of a hotbed for wrestling. New Hampshire's kind of that weird state where it's like, I mean, there's wrestling fans and wrestling is here, but it's not, you can't go to the local, magazine shop and, you got your WWE magazine, and there might have been some Pro Wrestling Illustrated, but I don't remember ever, I maybe glanced at it, but I never, bought them, and I never subscribed to them,
There would always be that one magazine shop that had the wrestling magazines, and you always go back there. So, I know this bookstore has the latest Pro Wrestling Illustrated, so I'm going to go there. A lot of them didn't have it. So, same thing with like baseball. This magazine is going to have the Athlon Sporting News preview for the season, so I'd always get that. But anyway, still a lot to talk about here at 917. We're going to talk a lot of wrestling tonight, but is anybody as excited as I am for this movie coming out this Friday? It's called Jurassic World. Anybody going to watch it besides me?
I'll see it next Tuesday for $6 in Pigeon Forge.
Where are you getting that at? Is it online or ripped, or how are you going to do that?
No, in Pigeon Forge at the Forge Cinema, it's only $6 on Tuesdays.
Cool. Hey, Josh, I was meaning to tell you. When you said you're from Pigeon Forge, it rang a bell in my head because I have a Facebook friend, a girl that I went to high school with, and she's now a magician, and she is in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, doing a magic act. Are you familiar with the magic act in Pigeon Forge?
I know who you're talking about, the magician. I think he does down near the past Titanic or something. I know who you're talking about.
Well, it's a girl that she must be his assistant or something. Her name's Jessica Peterson, if you ever run across it. I don't know. I saw that. I was like, that's where Josh is from. It's pretty cool.
I've seen a picture of the magician with the assistant, so yeah, maybe familiar.
Mr. Lane, your favorite dinosaur, go.
Well, the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That's the standard choice. Steve, what you got for me?
I don't know too much about dinosaurs other than what I read in school. But
you can't say T-Rex though.
I go with what Mr. Lane said.
You go T-Rex? Oh, come on. I'll have to go Ankylosaurus if I'm being frank. But Josh, what's your favorite?
Oh, I thought you meant the old 1990s dinosaurs. My bad. And then the old TV show.
Great show. Not them, Mama.
No, not those ones.
Well, because of Power Rangers back in 1993 and the Pink Ranger and the Pterodactyl.
That's a good one. That's a good choice, Pterodactyl.
Smart
Actually,
one.
Mr. Lane, I don't know if you saw my Facebook. There's an app on the iPhone. It's called Jurassic World Movie Maker, and you can record a video and insert a dinosaur into your video. It's pretty cool. It's like you can make a movie.
That's right. I did see a little video of you right there. I did see that a little bit a couple days ago. That was hilarious. Actually.
Yeah, I liked it. You can do even more. There's like T-Rexes and pterodactyls and stuff. It's pretty cool. I suggest you check it out. It's a cool app.
Nice.
All right. Anyway, before we get into some Money in the Bank picks, I want to get into a little bit of trivia here. So, since it is Money in the Bank on Sunday, we're going to do a little trivia about money. Fittingly, money. So, I have 5 questions here. I don't know if Josh has ever done trivia before with us, but I know Steven. Last week he did? Okay.
Yeah.
It's basically first come, first serve. First person who screams out the correct answer gets the point. Winner at the end of 5 questions, obviously, most points wins. So here we go. There'll be 4 questions, and then the last question is the closest to the pin. So, question number 1 in this week's trivia. Who managed Money Inc.?
Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart.
You're both correct. I don't know who got it first. It was either Steve or Mr. Lane. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I was slow.
I think it was a tie, to be honest. I'll give it to both of you guys.
I meant that I was kind of slow.
Yeah, I know. That's a tough one. I'm going to give it to Mr. Lane and Steve. There you go.
All right. Nice.
Question number 2. What WrestleMania did Money Mayweather beat the Big Show?
24.
24 is correct, Steve. And you would know that because you were there, correct?
No, I was not at 24.
You were
I
at
was
Miami.
at 20.
That's right. You're at Miami. I got them. Because I was at both of those. We were both in Florida, so I get confused. Anyway, all right. Question number 3. This should be an easy one.
Oh, God.
Besides Ted DiBiase, Virgil, and Ted DiBiase Jr., who is the only other person to hold the $1 million belt?
Jake the Snake?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, yeah, it was awesome.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, technically he was the ringmaster. He was not Stone Cold Steve Austin, so I'm going to give Josh a point and Steve a point, because Steve, you were like half right. So
I'm
Josh,
on the board. It's a miracle.
you're on the board. Mr. Lane has 1, Steve has 3, and Josh has 1. So actually, all right, we have 2 more questions to go. Yeah, 2 more. So we can still tie Steve here and force a tiebreaker. All right, question number 4. Who won the first ever Money in the Bank match?
Edge.
That is correct. That was a tie again. I think that was Josh and Steve again, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was a tie, yeah.
I'll give it to both of you guys.
Man.
All right, question number 5 is closest to the pin.
You got it. Give it to
What?
Josh.
All right,
No.
I'll give it to Josh to make things interesting. Yeah, we'll make things interesting, because then
Oh, good night.
it's Steve has 3, Josh has 2, and Mr. Lane has 1. Make it interesting. All right. Question number 5. Now this is I don't know if you guys follow this or not, but it's a question about money. So, as you know, WWE is a publicly traded company. My question for you is, how much does today, at this moment, 1 share of WWE stock cost? 1 share. How much does that cost?
$3.
Steve, you want to go first?
I said $3.
3 for Steve. All right, Mr. Lane, how much do you say?
I was going to say $18.
3 for Steve, 18 for Lane. Josh, how much do you say?
Oh, good night. I think $13.40.
Wow. Hold on. All right, hold on here. I got to get my calculator out here. You guys are actually pretty close. It's between Josh and Mr. Lane here. All right, so Mr. Lane says 18.
Correct.
The correct answer is $15.71. He is $2.29 off. Josh said
$13.40.
40. You are $2.31 off. So who got that? What was Mr. Lane's? Was he closer?
I had 18. I think it might be Josh that might have won.
No, 218. Josh had 231. You won.
I did get it. All right.
Yeah, there's
That was 2 good bets there. Good. That was very close. But Mr. Lane has 2. Josh has 2. Steve takes the crown with 3 tonight. Congratulations, Mr. Page.
All right, let me play the sound effects here. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get the sound effects here. It's loading. All right, a round of applause for Stephen Page. All right, nice.
We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting to the end.
Is it over?
Mr. Is that what's gonna play when your Tampa Bay Lightning or your my Tampa Bay Lightning defeat your Chicago Blackhawks?
In hockey, sir?
In hockey, yes.
Hulk Hogan?
Did you guys see that exchange on Twitter?
Yep.
I tried to look it up today. I just saw. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if I've ever been on Twitter where like you try to go look up something where you see it kind of in the dirt sheets where somebody's having an argument, like, and you only see like the initial tweet. You don't see the actual like going back and forth. I didn't see the going back and forth. Was there more than 2?
I just saw the 2. I just saw the 2.
I've seen it. I saw on Facebook. They said that Hogan pronounced the Blackhawks coach as John Connor instead of the real name of the coach. CM Punk just fired off the pipe bomb saying, "You pronounce our coach wrong. You're nothing but a piece of trash." It was all over like Fox Sports and the Fox.
I thought he was saying the whole. You can't even get your coach's name right, and
that's the one.
Your captain is.
Yeah, that's it.
And you're a real fan of some sort, something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Let me just jump in here because I wasn't going to talk about this, but I wanted to talk. We talk about CM Punk so much on here, but when he first left, I said, you know what, good for him, whatever makes him happy. But now I follow him on Twitter, and I don't like hockey that much, so I'm annoyed by his millions of hockey tweets. I don't unfollow him. But I'm so frustrated because I feel like if he was still wrestling, he would have a shot. We would see Punk versus Samoa Joe. We would see Punk versus Kevin Owens. All these great matches that could have happened, and he's not. And he's in UFC.
CM Punk for the WWE World Heavyweight Title. We got the match at I can't remember which pay-per-view it was, but.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with UFC, and he's allowed to do what he wants. It's kind of sad that he's not here with all this great wrestling that's happening now. I wouldn't say, the storylines are great. It's probably why he wanted to leave, but a lot of good stuff in the ring.
Politics, more or less, made him leave WWE.
Correct, and I don't blame him. I don't, but as a selfish part of me, I wish he was still there. Everybody wishes he was still there, just the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Mr. Lane, buy or sell CM Punk as a UFC fighter?
Well, right now I have to sell it until he can win in the UFC. I mean, there's going to be a lot of hype, a lot of anticipation towards CM Punk in UFC. The man has not even fought in UFC. So right now I have to sell CM Punk at this point. If he can win and be successful in the UFC, I'll buy him. But if he ain't, then it could be a career disaster for him. It might not. It could be career suicide. I hate to say that, but that's.
One thing Vince McMahon is he's a businessman, and I think that if Punk ever did want to come back, he didn't completely burn the bridge. I think Vince would have him back because Vince knows there's a lot of money to be made with merchandise alone with CM Punk. So I think he would definitely welcome him back if that would ever happen. I don't think Punk would do that unless.
WWE for a while. If Punk ever went back to WWE, Vince would be in a retirement home or dead. So
that could be.
And if that were the case, I don't think with the I don't think it was on Vince's end that the heat came from. I think it was more on Triple H's end. I know Triple H really didn't like Punk for whatever reason. I don't know.
Good point. That's a good point there, Steve. I agree with you, man, because it's really not Vince McMahon's WWE, although he does approve like the storylines basically. Basically, I think it's really about Triple H and Stephanie behind the scenes too, because they're really the primary people now in WWE when I think about it now. some of these people are very loyal as far as Vince McMahon Sr., for example. We're talking about Vince McMahon's actual, father here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Think about it. It's the truth.
Yeah.
And as a Triple H fan, I don't get why Triple H really, despises Punk for whatever reason. I get it when you're, a competitor and you're going for titles and you're trying to get that big purse pay-per-view money. I get it. But now Triple H is the CEO. He should push back. And, I know Vince has, heat with other people, but, Triple H should be different. And he seems to be different on some ends. But other ends, it's that wrestling thing, like, oh man, I gotta push this guy down a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Justin. I want to bring up a CM Punk tweet. I know you guys were bringing up CM Punk tweets. He did tweet yesterday. He did thank a couple people. He did bring up a couple people that put guys over. JBL was one he brought up, and also Edge was the second one he brought up. That was in his tweet yesterday, as I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, I think I saw that too.
I think it was like the 6-year anniversary of Punk cashing in on.
Yes.
Guys, I wanted to jump real quick to do a little Money in the Bank predictions, little betting action here. So I wanted to see.
Hold on a minute. I gotta run down and grab my charger. You guys can do yours, and I will come back with mine. All right.
All right.
I'll be looking at my ceiling for a second.
All right.
There's a ceiling.
My eyes. It's like looking at Sheamus on Raw when he comes out.
That was a good one, Josh. All right, so the Money in the Bank ladder match. We have the man that gravity forgot, Neville, Sheamus, the Celtic White Warrior, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Kane, Dolph Ziggler, and Kofi. I will start here. One name I'm going to cross out from the start is Kofi Kingston. He will bring a high spot or two to the match, and it's always fun with Kofi, but he's never. I feel bad for him because they put him in these matches. He puts his body on the line. He does amazing things, and then it's like, all right, thanks a lot. But then we have so Kofi's out. Neville is gonna have another couple high spots, but he won't win. I think he's too young still. They may go Neville. They may. But I don't think that's going to go. So it's down to Sheamus, Orton, Reigns, Kane, and Ziggler. So no to Kane, no to Sheamus. Ziggler already won Money in the Bank. So I think it's between Reigns and Ziggler. I think Ziggler could win it again. I'm going to go... Do I want to go Roman Reigns? Or do I want to go Ziggler? I'll go Roman Reigns, just because with the Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, I think that's a storyline in there, even though I'm not crazy about it, but I don't know. I'll go to Mr. Lane now for his thoughts.
That's a good question. So you guys did say who was going to be in the Money in the Bank match here. Wait a minute, let me go to my WWE page. I know you said whoever was going to be involved in the match and all that.
I'll be right back a sec, you guys. You can get some water here.
All right, well, let me just look it up here. Wait a minute. I know, let's see the card. Money in the Bank card. All right, wait a minute. Crap. All right, yeah, Money in the Bank. Because, see, it's really a push match, if you ask me. The way I see it, I think it's more of a push match than anything because I will agree. I would say Roman Reigns will win. Because I know Orton has already won, Ziggler's already won, Neville, and I agree, Neville and Kingston might do some high spots. Kofi Kingston's always won the crowd over, despite this New Day angle that they've been doing for a while. I will say Roman Reigns as well. If he doesn't win, or if he does win, I hate to say this, but is it a possibility that he could turn heel, maybe turn on Dean Ambrose in the ladder match? I know you'll probably want to discuss that later, but it's a possibility in my opinion. So I'm going to go Roman Reigns too, Justin. I agree with you.
All right. Josh, would you like to give your pick here?
I had like two logics because you think Roman Reigns because of the build up he had with wrestling 3 times to keep his spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Right.
And then you look at him being with Dean Ambrose, and you would think that if he wins the match, then he will go on to the cash it in later on that night, and they'll make him the champion. It'll be like a build-up for Brock Lesnar's return in either July or in SummerSlam in August. So I'm thinking I'm picking Roman Reigns, but I don't know. Kane is just he's getting old. He's getting stale.
I agree.
Orton's he's getting too old with his baby face routine, and Sheamus with the looks like the extra from Mad Max or something with all that crap on his goatee. Neville, But I'm going with holy. Is that Tony Malibu?
You.
Baboon. What was it?
Mr. Lane, who is that?
Holy.
I see a guy named Tony on the show. What the heck?
I'm marking out. Baboom.
Yeah, Ma.
Mr. Malibu, welcome to the show.
You.
Tony, how you doing tonight? We're talking about Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
What did we agree to for this?
What do you mean? What did we agree to?
Money-wise.
No, we're not making bets. We're just a bunch of friends hanging out, talking about wrestling. We're not betting anything.
What's going on?
Tony, are you watching the NBA Finals tonight? What are you doing?
I got money riding on the NHL Finals.
Mr. Lane, Tony says he's got money riding on the finals. You think he bet on the Blackhawks?
This is Tony Malibu. You might know me, guys, as the Tony the Scrap Metal King. You know, if you remember how old yous are. But they used to call me Tony the Scrap Metal King. Here he comes in his scrap metal truck. Look at him with the aluminum. Don't you dare forget the aluminum.
Mr. Lane, what do you think about this guy? What do you think about his hair?
He's crazy right now. I'm not saying a word right now. I'm not saying anything.
You look like Kevin Durant.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, big man. Big man.
Yo.
Anybody ever tell you you look like Kevin Durant?
No, I don't look like Kevin Durant. Although he, that's right, he's in the other game. I just saw a teaser or a trailer for NBA Live earlier today, and I think it's Russell Westbrook who's on the cover. Durant's on the NBA 2K game, so I almost forgot about that.
Mr. Lane, I saw that this weekend you barbecued. I think Tony Malibu has got some experience barbecue. Could you walk us through what were the dishes you grilled up?
Good question there. Glad you brought it up. I barbecued some hot dogs, Italian sausage, put some baked beans on the grill. I actually used one of those pots, put some baked beans on there, man. It was delicious. It was so delicious, man. I mean,
yo, big man.
What was that?
Yo, big man.
Yeah, yo, Tony, what's up? What do you call
What ethnicity are you?
What? Hey, wait.
What's your ethnicity?
I have no idea, bro. I'm getting, man.
You got a touch of Native American in your blood.
Yes, you know.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
I lost 20 lors from a Native American to bet 98. Never forget that. I thought it was you.
Wasn't me, man. It was somebody else.
Baboom! It went. Baboom went the money. Baboom went the bankroll.
Tony, there's a hotline for gamblers. It's 1-800-GAMBLER. You call it if you have a problem. I think you do. You have a problem.
I've got no problem. Who are you?
I'm the host.
I heard Conklin runs that hotline as well.
I'm the host, Tony, and appreciate you coming on here and basically not contributing and just being rude, overall rude to the guests.
We got a guest from Pigeon Forge. I said on the.
Oh,
They briefed me.
no.
They briefed me on a guest from Pigeon Forge.
Ba-boom.
Ba-boom! I heard you were a fan.
I'm marking out, man.
How about that? What's your name, son?
Big Josh, Tony.
What's that now?
Big Josh. Josh. Ba-boom.
Ba-boom! He knows my catchphrase. That makes me smile. He knows it.
Tony, you got any loaded nachos on you?
Ma didn't cook them tonight. Times are scarce tonight. We had pop-in meals. We go with that lean cuisine.
Those are good.
Stop at the games and the ponies, you'd have some money there, idiot.
What's it now?
You heard me.
I didn't hear nothing, Goatee. Who are you?
That's who I am.
1997 called it. Wants its facial hair back, dude.
Oh, he's got heat. He's got heat with Triple H guy.
The wig store called. They want their wig back.
Oh.
But burn.
Did you ever get that split by Mark Henry?
He's got no response.
Uh-oh. What's that in his hand? Look out. Making it up. I thought it was good money. He's got poker cards. What the?
You just playing cards while you're on the show here?
Yo, Goatee boy. This is you.
Wow.
Playing 52 card pickup. All right, now pick them up, boy.
Now this is rude. I come on here. The accommodations ain't what I expected. No, this ain't.
Yeah, well, you interrupted us, so we were doing a wrestling show, not the Tony whatever show.
Earth the Goatee. I don't bet on fake wrestling. Earth the Goatee. Earth the Goatee.
Mr. Lane, please explain. Wrestling is, it's fake, but we like it because it's sports. Sorry, I'm saying sports entertainment, but it's something for us to enjoy.
Absolutely, man. Yes, yes, it is.
And this guy Tony Malibu does not get that. He's too busy betting on NBA. And NBA actually, there was a referee who actually botched and staged some of the games that he was reffing, so that wasn't clean like you think, Tony.
Nope.
Christian Leitner is a saint.
All right, let me ask Tony this question.
Hey,
now.
Get in on it, big man.
Who do you think will win the NBA championship? Who do you think wins the NBA championship, Cleveland or Golden State?
I'm going Golden State, boy.
Golden State.
Money on them. I'll put money on them. I'll put big money on them.
Tony, where do you get the money to bet all these games from?
About 25 years ago, or however long 1992 was, I won a boatload of money in the NCAA Finals with Duke. Christian Leitner, go look it up. Google it. I ain't got time to explain it to you.
How old were you when you made this bet? How old were you back then?
32.
Funny, I thought you were a little younger back then.
How old were you when you grew that goatee you got sitting on your chin there?
You have facial hair, Tony.
With this, man, I'm a freak.
You're not a freak. You just got a bad case of facial hair.
That's
But
all right. Let's continue here with the Money in the Bank talk. Maybe Tony can chip in.
It's a PG show. Come on, man. Seriously.
Oh, good night. I think it's Magic Mike or something.
What do you get? What do you have in that belt?
Yo, big man.
Oh, get this back on track.
I can't. I don't know who invited him on here. I don't know if I.
Host, listen to me. Listen to me, handsome. Did you not understand the first statement I said to you when I went on the air?
What'd you say?
you totally misconstrued it.
What'd I say?
I said, how much we getting for this? I don't do appearances for free. I don't work for free.
We'll get you a large French fry at McDonald's. How's that?
Super size.
There ain't no money in this.
No,
There's money in this.
Tony, can we talk after the show? I don't want to negotiate on the air. Tony, you better stick around for Promo Mania. You better not leave.
Let me put my cords away. Where's Big Man?
Big Man's right there.
I'm right here, man.
Looks like Kevin Durant.
Hey,
All right.
Looks like Kevin Durant, and he's not Native American, all right? So
my Money in the Bank pick for the Money in the Ladder match is Roman Reigns.
Big Man, respond to this. You look like a Native American version of Kevin Durant.
All right. Listen. All right, so Stephen Page has Roman Reigns. Mr. Lane has Roman Reigns. I said Roman Reigns. Josh, who did you say?
I'm going with Roman Reigns, too.
All right, well, Tony, who do you got for the Money in the Bank ladder match?
Snooker.
That's so 1985.
Those goatee boys goatee.
All right.
Write that down, Justin.
Kaboom!
Write it down, Justin.
All right. Jimmy Snuka for Tony Malibu.
That's real.
Yours. You know Jimmy Snuka most likely allegedly killed somebody? Or no, drunk. What was it? What was it? Did you guys hear that story? Never mind. I shouldn't have brought that up. Forget it. It was a girl that like disappeared when he was with her like 20 years ago or something. All right. Anyway.
Killed somebody too.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Owens versus Cena. Fight Owens fight versus John Cena. You can't see me. As much as I'd love to see Owens win this, I don't know, since it's a rematch, I don't know if they're going to have Cena lose twice. So I think it's not going to be a clean Cena win. I think it's going to be Cena it's going to be a DQ with Samoa Joe. Now it'll probably be a Owens win on a DQ. That's my prediction. I'll go to Josh on what he thinks.
I'm picking Cena because they're gonna do like a rubber match after Money in the Bank, either on the next night of Monday Night Raw or the next pay-per-view in July. So I'm going with Cena. There's gonna be a rubber match after that, the third match with them. So it's Cena.
Mr. Lane. Cena wins, like it or not. Speaks for itself on the boogie board there. All right, Steve. I
think Cena will win. I think if they do a rubber match, I don't think it should happen I think it's Battleground in July. Yep. I don't know why the Battleground pay-per-view or special event is needed, but that's beside the point. I think the rematch or the rubber match should be at SummerSlam.
Okay, and I want to skip this guy, but Owens or Cena, if you know who that is, just say a name, Tony.
As you know, I'm a Christian. A Christian super fan.
Christian Leitner's not in this match, sir.
Write that down, Justin. You said Christian Leitner.
That's your answer, Christian Leitner super fan?
Why don't you shut your baboon hole, goatee?
I don't have a goatee.
I'll go with Cena because he's Italian.
Is he Italian? I don't know.
Malibu is short for Maliboozy, correct?
You're right on. You Wikipedia'd me, didn't you, baboon?
No, I just saw your videos on YouTube.
Thank you for watching, sir.
Well, no, I think you were embarrassed at your by the very sweet, kind people at Comic-Con, and you were looking all around for Christian Leitner, couldn't find him. And by the way, your jump shot that you think that you're so great, it's not very good. You're not a good basketball player, and you're not as smart as you think, Tony.
Me, you. When the weather warms up, game of horse. You on? Horse. It's horse.
I'll play horse. I haven't played horse since I was 8, Tony, but I'll play.
I'm playing it now.
Horse.
Does your fiance realize that I'm gonna break your neck on the court? You ain't gonna make it to the wedding. I'm gonna rebound you so hard that ball's gonna snap your neck. Ain't gonna make it to the nuptials. Ain't gonna make it to the nuptials, baby.
Tony, I'm gonna back you down so hard in the post. You're gonna be thinking I'm Karl Malone, and I'm just gonna back you down until you fall and break your legs, and you'll be crying to mom for your loaded nachos. How you like that, chump boy?
Newsflash, I used to break copper, steel, raw iron, and don't you dare forget about aluminum. What makes you think I can't break you?
You know what, Tony? Bring it. We'll get camera crew. We'll get some horsemen out there, and we'll do one-on-one at Vineland's Gatone Park. And Mr. Lane will be there as the special referee. Okay.
You know what? The only respectable member of this panel is Pigeon Forge. He's the only one that's been respectful to me. All you can kiss my you-know-what. Ba-boom it.
Well, let's just move on here. Wait a minute. We have something.
I'm getting paid for this.
Goatee wrote something here. It says, Tony is a weird moron. I can't read the bottom. I think it says moron, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. There's the boogie board.
I got a guy that told me you want to do Promo Mania. I'm doing that, then I'm done, dude. Bring it on.
I know, it's time for Promo Mania. Tony, whatever happens, happens. I know Josh has something.
I thought he was going to show us his wiener for a second.
No,
because then we would be kicked off of YouTube. So
I sure hope not. I don't want to see it.
Sorry, we're not on.
Before we do Promo Mania, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Zorzi, who hooked me up with a new bobblehead on my wall there. It's of Chase Utley and Jimmy Rollins. I'm pointing to it right now. It's not the Minnesota Twins, Tony, but it is my Philadelphia Phillies. So thank you, Mr. Z.
Let me tell Durant something real quick. I'm a Minnesota sports fan. Vikings, Timberwolves. Those are the 2 teams. Twins. Those are the 3 teams that I support.
The Minnesota Wild.
I'm not a big Wild fan, but those 3 teams are who I support. Reason being, I'll make a long story short. Give it a Cliff Notes, ba-boom version. I'm from South Philly. I won a big bet with that Duke game. Christian Laettner got drafted to Minnesota. I vowed to support the team and the city that drafted him. Minnesota, ba-boom.
All right, Tony. We've heard that story about 4 times now, but thank you for reminding us. It's time for Promo Mania. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I think Josh wants to be involved in this Promo Mania. I will get involved. Mr. Lane or Steve, do you want to do Promo Mania here tonight?
No, I'm good. I'll be the judge.
All right, Steve's the judge. Mr. Lane, do you have anybody?
I'll sit. Rusev will sit out this time. I'll rest.
chicken.
We need you to crush this Tony guy. Come on.
You guys want me to crush?
Here's the thing. Big Josh seems to be an ally of Tony, so I don't know.
No. I'll bet you off in Promo Mania. I'm 2-time champion 2 weeks in a row, so I'm defending my championships. That's what's best for business. Boom.
All right. You want him one-on-one? You got him one-on-one. Tony, are you up for the challenge?
Yeah.
All right, Tony, I'm going to ask you to go first.
Yeah, brother.
Now I'm cutting a promo on who?
You're cutting a promo on Pigeon Forge.
As myself or a human wrestler?
Human wrestler. Who uses the phrase a human wrestler?
Tony.
All right. Well, let me get you started, Tony. I can't. Do you want to do one-on-one, or do you want it to be handicapped? Can I go?
Triple threat.
I think Mr. Lane is the special guest manager of Mr. Hinkle. I think that's how.
No, I'm going to do something never before done. I'm going to do 3 promos in one, 3 people in one promo.
Let Pigeon,
I'll go on one then.
let Pigeon Forge go, and then I'll take the reins from there.
All right, go ahead, Josh.
Oh, no, sorry. I gotta get my paw bearing for myself. Oh, Mr. Malibu, you are such a tool, Mr. Malibu. You got the catchphrase up a boom, but my Undertaker is gonna make you say, burn, baby, burn. Well, Mr. Malibu, tonight you will know the power of the Undertaker. You, Mr. Malibu, you will rest in peace. Take it, Hinkster. Well, let me tell you something, Tony Malibu, brother.
Sir.
I've been searching the whole United States for a opponent so epic so I can body slam him in front of 93,000 people in the Silver Dome, dude. Let me tell you, Tony, you say ba boom, you're gonna be ba splat by the Hinkster. And what you gonna do when Hinkomania runs wild on you?
Wow.
Paul Bearer. Mr. Bearer, is that the first dude you were, Pigeon Forge?
Oh, yes, Mr. Malibu, that was me, yes, oh, yes.
I'm going to say one thing to you that might hurt your feelings, Bearer.
Okay, go ahead.
Your voice sounds like someone grabbed your testicles and pulled them down south, ripped them out of your body, picked him up, and flung him to the next town.
You
That's
can't
what-
even keep a straight face. Oh, God.
First time I broke. Yeah. Second guy you did the Undertaker.
Yes, I did.
You could be any more. You know what? I don't do impressions. This is dumb. I wasn't paid for this. I'm just gonna cut a promo on Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and this is the hard thing to do because I like you, Pigeon Forge. I like the baboons. I like your T-shirt with the pitchfork. I like everything about you. Let me say, the one thing I didn't like about you
What?
is the fact that you got an Oreo racket behind you with no Oreos. I'm hungry. I want a snack. Ma didn't make the loaded nachos. I was looking forward to getting them Oreos behind you, Pigeon Forge. I got nothing. I'm starving. I need to eat food, specifically Oreos. Mr. Lane, there you are. You know about the Oreos. Don't speak. Don't speak, Durant. This is between me and Pigeon Forge. Pigeon Forge, is there any way that you can get the Oreos for me? If not, ba-boom to you. You're done. I win. Ba-boom.
On what planet do you win on, man? Seriously, where are you gonna get the Oreo cookies? Up the Milky Way through your anus or Uranus or something? Come on now.
Oreos.
Boom! Rocket ship.
You didn't need to turn it X-rated.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Let me say this again. You can go find the Oreo cookies in front of the Macy's storefront window, as my good friend Vince Russo would say, and I'll have to be inside the store window with my pants pulled down, and you can kiss my backside for the Oreo cookies. How's that?
I know we just met, but I've done a lot for Oreo cookies over the years. I've done a lot worse than that. Pigeon Forge. You don't want to know. You don't want to know what I did.
Oh, brother. Okay, can we pick a winner already? I'm falling half asleep here.
All right, Stephen Page, it's all you, buddy.
Durant?
Well, you know, I'm going to go with the man of 3 faces. He's like the 3 faces of Foley, man. I'm going to go with Big Josh Hinkle.
There you go, Big Josh. Three-time.
Get the hell out of here, dude.
Promo Mania champion. Tony, please. Tony, congratulate your challenger. I mean, the champion. Congratulate him.
I'll give a lending hand out to Pigeon Forge, but when it comes to the judge, I got no comment. You
know what, Tony? You know what, Tony? Let me tell you something. You come on this hangout and you basically rat on everybody here. Well, let me tell you something. We don't like you, okay? You're not welcome here. And you know who is welcome here? Bring back your friend Smiley, because at least he was polite to Mr. Lane. He was polite to Steven, and he didn't meet Big Josh, but if he was, he'd probably be a gentleman. We don't like you, okay? So just go back to your Minnesota fanhood and your betting, your little betting, your stupid games, and just scram, because you don't like wrestling. You like
precious. Go play one-on-one ball with your precious Christian Latner or Leitner, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah, you know, and the funny thing is, you talk about testicles. I'd be surprised if you even had any, Tony. What do you guys think about that?
In the words of Durant, bite my balls.
And he's gone.
Thank God.
All right, that was a fun little treat there. That was fun. All right, that was Tony Malibu, everybody. It's 10:01 here. It's good, very good Promo Mania. That was fun. Hopefully, Mr. Zeke come back next week here and join us. Let's see what else I had on my list here. Well, we talked Money in the Bank. We talked. Anybody want to add anything to the Destination America? I didn't get a chance to watch either ROH or TN or Impact. Did anybody see ROH the first week it was on?
I saw Ring of Honor. Yeah, it was very good. I thought it was better overall. You know, it was an hour, of course, but I thought it was better overall performances on ROH over TNA. The one thing I want to say about TNA is they did an angle with Mickie James. That was just weird. I don't know if you've heard about this. I'm sure you have read about it. Where, I'm drawing a blank. James Storm was going to get her a record deal, blah, 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 and then he pushed her off a train track.
No, I didn't even hear about that. It sounds like freaking like the Vince McMahon in a car angle. Blow up their car. I don't know. So wait, is he supposed to be? Mickie James got pushed onto a train track?
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know if she's supposed to be dead, if she's supposed to be, you know, hurt. You know, they didn't really go into explanation of it. And I think I heard on a podcast I was listening to, she was tweeting, so they're not really keeping up with that angle.
Yeah, she's tweeting live from the train tracks. She's just sitting there now. And Mr. Lane, you watch Impact or ROH?
Well, no, but I did have some breaking news, actually. I'm pretty sure you all know about it. Baseball related. There was a San Francisco Giant rookie that just pitched a no-hitter. I forget his name, though.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
I missed that news. Interesting.
Yeah, I was just watching it a little bit, but I was letting you all do your show, so I forget the Giants.
Update, yes.
Yeah, it was a Giants pitcher that pitched a no-hitter in Citi Field tonight.
Oh, against those Mets.
And that breaking news story was brought to you by Arizona Iced Tea.
Heston.
Good job, man. Good job.
His name's Heston. I don't even know who that is, but whatever. Oh,
well, he's a rookie.
Chris Heston, yeah. There you go.
That's the guy that pitched a no-hitter.
There you go. All right. Anyway, let's wrap things up here. Final thought. It looks like Big Josh got dropped or something from the call, so I'll just wrap things up. My final thought, I want to talk a little about Philadelphia Phillies baseball. Major League Baseball's draft is happening now. The first and second round happened yesterday. Pretty pleased with the picks. As with most prospects, you don't know how in baseball they turn out until 3, 4, 5 years down the road. So hopefully these guys can make an impact and turn this franchise around. I know that I read on Twitter that the guy Cornelius that the Phillies drafted the 10 pick, the Braves had their sights on it at 14. They wanted him. So I'm glad that the Phillies scooped him up before those Atlanta Bravos could get him. So anyway, besides that, it's been fun. Steve, any final thoughts?
I just like I usually say, thank you for having me on the show. Appreciate it. We have a good time, and that's just, that's all I want to say.
Well said, well said, well said. And thanks for fixing that technical difficulty. I don't know what was going on, but it sounds a lot better now. So, Mr. Lane Surrey, final thoughts?
Well, my final thoughts are, we just witnessed a no-hitter on the show here. I just saw it on the on my cable. I was gonna say, I think it's a push for the Stanley Cup Finals, but go Warriors! The Warriors! Let's go Warriors!
Yeah, they're on right now. I don't have it on. I gotta put it on. I'm gonna put that on now. I'm hoping the Cavs win there. I'm hoping the Cavs.
The Cavs. Yeah,
because it's like they're like the underdogs this year. I don't know. Don't freeze. Please don't freeze.
Oh my God. No, I won't freeze. I'm sorry. No, I won't.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us here on the show. We'll be back hopefully next week with some Money in the Bank recap and whatever goes else with it. So have a good week. Ride on, and we will see you next week here on the Horsemen Hangout on Live.